Hello there, my name's Alga Turner.
And I'm Sarah Haran, and this is the show where we delve into celebrity handbags.
Welcome to 3 Bags on a Boat. And we're going to introduce you to the biggest bag that we've ever had on this boat. But it's owned by comedian Olga Thompson.
Hello!
You look like you're moving in.
I am. Literally, I think I've got the kitchen sink in here. I've got a toolbox. I've got one of my children.
The weight of it. I'm not going to look at it.
It is
because
huge.
that's a
It is
surprise.
huge.
Blimey.
Yeah, I think I've got some
You're carrying that
Cyprus
around.
potatoes in there as well for you,
Got a
Anthea.
baby in there.
Yeah, probably. I just, I'm like my mother. I don't want to be without anything.
Just
Yes.
in case.
Just
Yeah.
in case. You never know. You know?
That's why we have bags.
Yeah, exactly. And this one is a pretty big bag. Yeah.
It's a great bag.
Yes.
Yeah, I just think a bag is so important because you just don't want to be caught out.
No.
Exactly.
You know? What's the weirdest thing you have in your bag? Like an oddity?
An oddity. I think that I'm very functional. So
Actually, yes, you are. You are. You'd have a pen and you'd have a little book to write things
I know,
in.
yeah, and I try and not be too odd.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe an apple. Is that odd? An
No,
orange?
No hidden water pistols or anything like that.
No, not recently. Not since I got arrested. But, you know, beyond that, no.
I carry
love
sanitary
it.
bags, not because I'm going to use them for sanitary matters, but it's like having a little tiny bin liner that if I've had an apple, I can put the core in until I find a bin,
Okay.
or I take like doggy poo bags,
So I'll
even
call
without
you
the dog.
then.
It's such a
I'll
good
call
idea.
you.
As long as you
Yeah.
don't start making sandwiches and putting them in there, then we'll be worried.
true.
I don't
Yeah.
know, you could do because they're clean.
Yeah,
They're
that is
clean.
true.
That is where we
Right, okay, you two are going to be a riot. Let's get into the real bag, the one that
Okay.
you've got with you
Okay,
here,
so
not the imaginary
We could be here for a
sanitaries.
long time.
Yeah,
First
this is
thing
true.
I'm going to grab out my bag. I will never be, wherever I go, I will never be without my lipstick.
Right.
Yes.
Because my
yes.
mama got through a lot of difficulties in her life with her lipstick. She always taught me that a woman without her lipstick, she looked like a plain potato. Okay? So,
What's her name, your mum?
Helen.
Helen. We love Helen.
Eleni.
Yeah.
But she has faced a lot of difficulties in her life,
Yeah.
but I never saw her without her hair out of place.
Yeah.
She was a hairdresser.
Right.
And with her makeup on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she just showed me how to face the world, you know, with my lipstick. And let's be honest, the lipstick doesn't really have that power, but it's the way it makes
the
you feel.
confidence.
It's the confidence that it brings you.
No, exactly. And it brightens your face.
It really does.
Maybe this is a mum generational thing. My mum, Jean, I was on the floor. It was in my pajamas, 3:00 in the afternoon, divorce, terrible things were happening. You know, my life was imploding. And my mum rang me up. She was way up in the Midlands, so she couldn't come down and do anything. She lit ground and she said to me, right, I can't listen to this anymore. You get in the shower now, you wash your hair, you blow dry your hair, you put your makeup on and you call me back. And then we can talk. And I probably just needed somebody to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
So I did all of those things. And it's like putting your war paint on.
It is.
Putting
It
your
is.
armour on.
It's like
I rang her back. I was a different person.
Yeah, it's like putting on your
Ready.
oxygen mask,
Yes.
isn't it? You know, and I saw my mother. My mother was an immigrant here to the UK when
Yeah.
they set up their little business here, and it was really tough for them. She faced a lot of challenges. She faced a lot of harassment, but I never saw her with her hair out of place. I never
Yeah.
saw her without her makeup on. And there were times when we didn't have enough money to buy food shopping. It was really
Yeah.
tough. But she always looked beautiful, and even when she couldn't afford to buy us nice dresses, she would crochet them, or she would, put little flowers from the garden in our hair. She just
Yeah.
showed us how to make the best of what we had. And she
Yeah.
always taught me, the darker your day, the brighter your lipstick. And for me, that's just stayed with me forever.
That's lovely.
What a wonderful mum to
That's so
have.
nice.
What
Yeah.
great
She's amazing.
lessons.
That's
She
so
is. She's a
nice.
powerhouse. She's a little powerhouse, I tell you that much.
And a great grandma
Powerhouse.
now.
And a great
Well, that's
grandma.
a great
As in a
starting-
great
Oh,
grandma.
no, I'm just
Not a
thinking,
great
I've got any
grandma.
grandkids, I don't know.
That
but-
old.
Yeah, no, she is a great grandma.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, that was such a lovely story. So that's very inspiring. So now actually it makes me want to know what else you're going to be finding in your bag.
Okay, so I'm going to pull out my little wig here for you.
Well,
so
that's a contrast.
yeah, okay. This is my George Michael wig.
Okay.
Oh,
Do we try on?
Right. But I think it might suit me as well.
Actually, I think it's your skin
Why
tone.
not? This could be
So-
a new look. This will save Andrew some trouble. We'll just go for this then.
Actually, really works.
Hat.
It actually really does.
Yeah. Is this what I'm going to look like in a few weeks when I turn 60?
you
Oh, God.
You look amazing.
A bit like that.
You look incredible.
Sort of a side hat.
No, I love it. It's sort of like a hairy fascinator.
It is, isn't it? I should wear this to Ascot.
Yeah, you should.
No one invited me though.
Yeah, but at least nobody else will have the same
That's
fascination as
true.
you.
No one else will have that.
So I grew up in a hairdressing salon and I was surrounded by hair, and for me hair was theatre. Hair was a way of reinventing yourself, and out of that I just created lots of different characters, watching my mother create different hairstyles, give different wigs to people.
Wow.
And that's kind of where I started creating characters. We had one character called Auntie Fanulla, who was like a really big buxom lady and was always like, you know, Helen, I got something I here for you. It looks like a pizza. Come have a look. It's menopause. You know, we had characters with, you know, young men with blonde highlights who come in the 80s with their mums.
Yes.
Mum, you know, can I get a haircut, Helen? Oh, Mum, what do you think? And literally the mother was like attached to
allow
her
it?
son. Yeah, the son was just attached to his mother, and you know, he was a little pimped up prince. I just loved the theatre that came with
Yes.
wigs. And
What area were you living in?
North London.
Oh,
North London. We had a little hairdressing
Yes.
salon called El Gregor of Hornsey, and we just had people come in and out. We had men, we had pets. My
Yeah.
mum would cut your pet's hair. We had a parrot. We had a Chinese Margaret who would come every week on the bus from Bethnal Green with her parrot in a cage, and she would have her hair done. And my mum would always have to bring halloumi in for him because that was his
Okay.
favourite.
I thought you were going to say she actually cut the parrot's
Yeah,
feathers or
that
something.
I nearly said that for a second, then I thought no, she didn't do that. But yeah, and it was just theatre and it was life. And for me, as a bullied immigrant kid growing up in the 80s in North London, it was life and it was theatre, and it was a place where I could escape. It was a place that I could play. It was a place where I saw how a good haircut, a good hairstyle can change your life. The transformative power of good hair for a woman or a man is it's life changing. And so for me, well, I've always got a wig in my bag because I'm always on the way to like a gig
Yes.
or something. I always
Yeah.
carry them with me. But yeah, and also my father wore a wig all his life. He was bald as a coot, but for him, his Elvis Presley wig kind of empowered him
yeah.
and gave him a presence. So yeah, he was the
Amazing.
minicab Greek Elvis. So
That's very cool.
That's all
That
linked
is
to me
very
and linked to
cool.
my
That's
identity.
lovely.
When you say
That's all
you
these
were
moments.
immigrant family, where from?
from Cyprus.
Right.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
came over and just kind
Does
of
that
built a
mean
life
you've
with
got
us.
Another set of
I
wigs
have.
in your
No, I
Oh,
don't have another
okay
set of
then.
wigs, but I have
Let's
got
see what else is going on
a book
there, then.
called Olga Thompson,
Oh,
which is a book that was out in the 70s and 80s.
yeah.
And I was bullied at school for being Greek, for being
Yeah.
chubby, for wearing glasses, for having a little moustache. Unfortunately, my dad wouldn't let me remove my moustache because I think he thought that would make me more attractive to boys and therefore I could get pregnant. And everything was about getting pregnant, you know, even at
Wasn't
age
it
11.
in the 80s? That's
Oh
all
my gosh.
My mum and dad were only worried about that.
That's all they cared about.
Yeah. Stabbing and drugs hadn't come into
Drugs.
anybody's...
Say no
Yeah.
to drugs.
Yeah.
Say no. It was that. Remember that video?
Yes.
Say no. Just
Say
say
no.
no. I'm like, so what am I saying no to? My grandma was like, Olga, you don't sit on toilet seat. You get pregnant. So literally, it took me a long time to unlearn that.
Yes.
You don't get pregnant from
Yeah.
sitting up. But I still don't sit on public toilet seats
Just
No,
in
hover.
case.
because
Always
of the
hover.
trauma.
It's good for your
Just in
quads,
case.
though.
Yeah, it is
Hover.
good for your cause. Isn't it? But yeah, so Olga Thompson was a book that was out at the
Okay.
time, and I kind of played up to that. So because people
Yeah.
made fun of me, they also called me Olga Thompson. So I thought, okay, now that Mother Nature kind of made me fat or chubby. You know, I wasn't the most attractive student in the year, but I was funny, and funny was my thing. So I thought if they're
Yeah.
going to make fun of me, I'm going to do it before they can.
Right.
So I would make shows about myself and make them laugh and put myself down so that they couldn't.
Yeah, you get
So-
ahead
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, so it was
Yeah,
my strength, but
that's-
also, you know, I am a woman who has dealt with a lot of mental health issues in her life, and I have had to also learn that it's okay not to be funny. It's okay sometimes to
Be yourself.
put the mask down
Yes.
and
Well, actually, be upset and be offended.
be upset and be offended. And
Yeah.
actually, if someone's done something and it's not right, I can say, do you know what?
Yeah.
That wasn't right. And I've had to close doors on people who haven't really treated me well enough, or people that, you know, when you stop doing things for them and you start doing things for yourself and they don't like
I
that.
don't like you anymore.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah,
And
just like,
and I've had to
on.
close a lot of doors and a
Mm.
lot of chapters and move on and not try and be funny or make a joke out of it, because it wasn't okay. So that's a big part of my life. The kind of comedy alias, which is my profession and my career, my bread and butter, but also
All these little things make you the woman who sits here today.
so that's me really.
Yeah.
Um,
The lipstick, the
right.
wig,
The
and we've
lipstick,
got
the wig.
Olga the
Okay.
Polga.
And it is a picture of my boys, my husband and my boys, who, there they are. They are my world.
Of course.
And no matter what
Brilliant
happens in
photo.
life,
Yeah.
they ground me. I've had a lot of trolling online for being a comedian and a content creator and putting stuff out there. And some of the things that have been said about me have been really, really nasty. You know, really, really unkind.
And because you had that at school,
Yes.
does that make it even worse for you? Raw. It's still raw.
It's raw, and I've had to really put my big fat Greek girl pants on and go,
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah.
and know that I'm not still that child. I'm an ambassador for KidsCake, the children's anti-bullying charity,
yeah.
and it's really important for me to stand up for those
For those kids.
but also for those adults
Yeah.
who have been through it as well. So I'll either deal with it in humour, I'll either ignore it, I'll either deal with it in humour, or I don't know, sometimes I do just, I've had enough, and I just say, you know, I'll literally screenshot a picture of them and just say,
But you will
know,
take it. You will take it more personally because of what's happened in your
I think I
background.
do. Yeah, that's my first response.
Because the scar is already there.
The
It just
scar is
needs
already
scratching.
there. Yeah, and I think I'm always on the back foot, and I'm always thinking, I'm probably not going to be liked. You kind of have that little bit in the background. I think they do say that children that are bullied as adults, they do kind of struggle with that, a little bit unsure. And it's taken me, I'm 50 now, it's taken me a really long time to look after myself and say my no is my no and my yes is my yes, and this is not okay. I actually had someone reach out to me, one of the bullies at school, on Facebook actually, and say, oh hi, you know, lovely to meet up. I just didn't reply. I thought, I have healed, but I don't need I don't need that. You're reaching out because you know I'm online and I'm doing things, but I wish you well. I never hold any bitterness or anger or rage, because that's only going to poison me.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that I need to sit there and entertain it either.
So they didn't ring up to say sorry.
Oh no,
that
no,
would've been
there was
nice.
never, no, there was never a sorry.
Yeah.
But
No,
there was
but all
never a
these
sorry.
things, I think what you've demonstrated beautifully here is actually all these little things that happen in your childhood. You do carry them over. You might control them.
Yeah.
You might put them in a box, but every so often, a little corner of that box gets lifted up. And,
Oh, it does. Oh, it does.
And you're back there in the playground.
You are. We all are. No matter what it is.
Yeah.
We're all children, aren't we?
Yeah, that's
We're
it.
children.
Yeah.
We're children at heart, and
Yes.
in our most vulnerable moments,
Are the ones you remember. more
we
than
have to
anything.
almost go back to that
Yeah.
that child. I say,
Yeah.
I don't, not the inner child, but for me, it is that child, because there's sometimes when I do feel like I'm 6 years old, and I'm ridiculous and I'm pathetic, and what am I doing, and I'm too old and it's too late, and all that narrative that goes on for so many of us, you know. And if we could just expose it a bit more. But those, just because you think it doesn't mean it's true. Just because I think those things about myself, you know, or somebody reinforces it on Facebook, you know, who looks like the back end of a, I don't know, donkey, you know,
Yeah, well, you just have
wearing
to
a cowboy hat, you know, whatever.
I suppose in a way that's the lovely thing about your bag, though, because you try hard in your bag not to carry the bad memories.
Yeah.
And the stuff you carry in your bags is the things that mean something for you in that moment.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing I really love about bags. So tell us the other lovely things.
So the
'cause you're gonna
last
have-
thing that I have in my bag, again, rummage. It's gonna be the video editor's gonna be like,
much to choose from.
they're gonna be like, okay, so like 2 hours have passed and she's still rummaging in there. The next thing will be my 2 little legs sticking out, which has literally disappeared. You will.
I love it. I just love the fact that you have got this unruly, great big bag. It looks like
it's
something that
organised,
your mum could have crocheted.
Yes.
Listen, my
It's got
mum,
depth. It's
my
got
mum
depth.
doesn't
that
leave without
bag.
kitchen roll in her bag. And I got what I'm looking for. Finally, put that bag down. Okay,
Yeah.
so I carry little prayer cards around. I'm a Christian,
Yeah.
and if I'm really struggling, my mind is racing. If I don't have my little Bible with me, I'll just read one of the little cards, and it will just ground me. I find that my mind can just do its own thing sometimes. Because I had a breakdown and I just find that my mind can wander if I'm not careful.
When
so
was that? How long ago?
It was about 12 years ago.
Yeah.
It was really, really, really difficult. But it after the breakdown was when I started creating comedy and writing sketches. And it was the undoing of me, but it was the very, very beginning. It was my year dot. And I feel like my life didn't really begin till I became 40.
Yeah.
And that's why I celebrate women who are in their 40s and 50s and 60s, because this is our time right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
We'll agree with that one.
Yeah,
just read one of those out, your favourite one, or the one that you just have. Because I take it you've got quite a lot of them, but these are just the ones that are in your bag today.
Oh, this one is Philippians 4. I fix my thoughts on what is true and honourable. If it's good, think about it. If it's not good, it's not doing you any good either. So just put it away.
Throw it out.
Throw it out into the Thames.
Do not keep it in your bag.
Yeah, or in your mind.
So now the nice thing is that
The good news is, thankfully for you, the one thing I really do believe in is organisation.
Oh my gosh.
And I think for you, this could be
I'm very
something
excited.
that will be
Can I just
helpful.
Oh wow, it's absolutely beautiful.
Now
Oh my goodness.
It's
there's a pocket for everything.
Oh my gosh, there's a pocket for everything.
that comes off.
I
so
love
you
it.
Can take that off. And
Oh,
use
it's
it, but
exquisite.
Importantly for you inside.
Oh my goodness
There
me.
are lots of pockets. There's a zipped one for all of your important things.
Could put
Mobile
kitchen roll in
phone.
there.
Kitchen
Yeah,
roll,
maybe.
We could
Pen.
look. We put your prayer
Yes,
cards
that's
in there
it.
now.
Look, they
You'll
do
have your
fit in
own
there.
prayer cards. You'll have
Oh,
your
they
own
are
pocket.
beautiful. This is
So
exquisite. This is
you can
absolutely
actually
exquisite. I love it. That goes in
Organise
there.
yourself.
Oh, it's so
Yes.
beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're
I
so
love that
welcome.
colour. It's so gorgeous.
What about this one though? This one can be used for fishing.
You can use that for
We could,
fishing.
but you throw it over. I'd probably catch
the net.
Nemo.
So you want me? Yes, but
I'm not
careful.
joking. We could probably catch Nemo
We
in this.
probably could. I
You
think
will
the fish
always
that
have
live-
that bag. That
the
is a
fish that live
fantastic
down there.
bag.
I could fit you in it. Thank you so
There you
much.
go.
It's absolutely
Enjoy.
beautiful.
It's been an
Thank you so
absolute
much.
pleasure.
Lovely.
Thank you for having me.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Not a chore.